All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Is this your first time here in DC, or you been here before?
I have some family here. I have cousins here, so I came when I was 6, but it's been a while, so it's nice to be back.
Good. Tell me, your character, Primrose, she evolves a lot like Jennifer Lawrence's character, Katniss, does.
Yes.
They both go through a lot of changes. How would you describe Primrose in Catching Fire compared to how she was in the first film?
I have to say she's grown up a little bit since the first movie. She was very vulnerable in the first movie, and now she's becoming stronger throughout the series, just like Katniss. And I think she's an exciting character because she's very dedicated to becoming a doctor, and that's her biggest ambition in life.
Mm-hmm.
I have like a random fashion question. Where did you get those shoes that you were wearing at the London premiere? I saw them on your Twitter.
Oh, thank you. They're by this designer, Après Paris.
I love those shoes.
Thank you.
I love that dress too. I was like,
Thanks.
It's perfect for Catching Fire, like bright yellow, and then like, what were the shoes? Like a pastel pink?
Yeah, they were like a bubblegum pink.
They're so pretty.
Yeah, it was really fun. I was like, the one thing that I said though, because they're pretty crazy big heels.
Yeah,
and I was like,
I can't believe she's 13 and like wearing these monster like.
I was kind of scared, and I'm like, please just don't trip.
Yeah.
Because I had to go for the first time for the onstage introductions at the premiere, and I was like, just don't trip. Well, I'm going to visit these fans, kind of like, there's like this little step that I didn't see.
Yeah.
Of course I trip. I don't fall, thank God. I recover because there's people around me. I just grab all the people.
Right. Played it
Yeah, I did trip, but
yeah,
it was okay, I guess.
I just had to compliment the shoes because I thought they were really cute.
Thank you.
And they look good on you. But have you ever thought if the novel was written differently by Suzanne, what would happen if Primrose were to go into the Hunger Games? Obviously, that would have never, happened. But have you ever thought about what she might do?
Yeah, I don't think that it would have been good. Honestly, I have to say, I don't think that it would have worked out very well.
Yeah.
And I wish I could defend Prim in that good way that I'm like, she would hide, she would fight, she would survive, she would thrive.
Or something.
I'm like, I'm sorry, but I don't know that I don't know that it'd work well. She could team up with Rue, but...
And, you guys both would have a knowledge of, plants and stuff.
Yes.
But I don't know.
Lots of knowledge there, but I don't know that it'd work very well.
Yeah.
So, in Hunger Games and Catching Fire, and all the books and movies, the Peeta and Katniss team up, and it's really good to be in a team.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, if Prim or you are in the Hunger Games, which member of the cast would you want to be on your team? As a little duo in the Hunger Games.
Interesting. Ooh. Of Catching Fire? Which tribute of Catching Fire?
Or just which actor.
Which actor?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely Jen. Definitely. I mean, she would make everything fun.
Right.
It would be fun to be in the Hunger Games with Jen. I mean, she'd be joking around the whole time, but, we'd totally thrive together. So
I think y'all would be a good duo.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of which, how is it working with her on set? Because you play sisters in the film.
Yeah.
What's the relationship like when you're filming?
We're like sisters on set. She's amazing. I mean, I keep saying, and everyone says it, she's a complete nutcase, but seriously, in the best way possible.
Right.
I don't think I'll ever meet a greater, nicer, more fun person to be around than Jen. And I love her. I mean, she's incredible, and she's such a great actress, so it's really fun to be around her.
Has she, taught you anything? Because, her career's really, boomed since this thing started.
Yeah.
Have you been taking pointers from her in any way like that?
Yeah, I mean, she's always giving me advice. I mean, the one thing that I still remember a lot is she told me on the first movie, these movies are going to get seriously huge. Just stay how you are right now because it's perfect. Don't change. Don't conform to the celeb image because that will change you completely. Just stay who you are. And I remember that a lot, and I think it's great advice. So she gives me a lot of advice a lot. So
yeah, obviously you bond with Jennifer and everything during filming, but offset and in between scenes, is there a particular cast member that you really bonded with making Catching Fire?
Jen again. I
Really?
mean, it's just almost all of my scenes are with her.
Mm-hmm.
So we just connect on so many levels. So between scenes, we're just joking around, talking, having fun. And we definitely, I mean, I would say we hang out the most on set. And,
Yeah. What about Jenna Malone? Because I saw that, like, during press that you, like, did a couple of things with her and everything.
Jenna's amazing. I wasn't filming with her ever, so I didn't get to meet her till Comic-Con recently.
That's
But
cool.
she's so sweet. And I actually just recently met Sam, too. I met him in London. And he's...
so funny how that works.
Yeah, I
You're,
know.
like,
It's
in the
like
same
I'm in the
movie.
same cast, but I still haven't met you.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I feel like we've been on set on the same days. And I'm like, I'm leaving set, and I'm like, that's Sam.
Yeah.
I haven't even met him. Bye. But, like, literally, I met him, and he hugs me and says, friends at last. And it's like, it's fun. I mean, the cast is awesome. So,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, kind of building off of that, you have a lot of new people, new actors, and new characters in Catching Fire. Who were you most excited to meet, or maybe most scared to meet? I'm sure some people are kind of intimidating.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I can't say that I'm really that intimidated, but I was most excited to meet Sam, I think, just because Finnick is such a cool character in the series, and I thought he was perfect for the character, so I was most excited to meet Sam just because I hear he's the greatest guy, and he's super nice, so I was most excited to meet him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you'd read the books before you started making these movies. How did you feel about Primrose when you were reading it? Was she a character you kind of gravitated towards beforehand?
Not to the point where, I mean, I've gotten asked, like, did you think about, like, oh, I could play this character when I was reading the books, but I never felt that way, but I did think she was an amazing character. I think she's a very important character in the series, and she's a great character in so many ways, in the way that she's got a kind heart. She never really changes in some ways throughout the series. I mean, she grows older and gets stronger, but she still has a really kind heart and is always helping people. So I was really drawn to that. I think that's just great.
Yeah. I read that you're homeschooled. Are you
Yeah, I'm
homeschooled?
homeschooled.
So how does that work on set? Because you're under 18, you have to balance between school and filming.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that balance?
Yeah, well, so I go to set and I bring all my school stuff with me. They have a tutor on set with me. And so basically I'll do around 4 hours of school every day on set or more. And usually, I'll get part of it done at lunch and then just scattered throughout the day plus filming. So sometimes I have to get it done after work, and then I also do it on my days off, of course. Yeah.
I bet that would get I'd be like, oh, I don't want to do schoolwork today.
Well, I mean, I think being homeschooled, it helps because it's not like I have
to different environment.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it's not like I have to get the test in, on this day. I could get it in tomorrow if I wanted to, or something like that. I still have a lot of schoolwork to do, but it's not to the point where, if I don't get this essay in on time, I'm going to be kicked out of school, you know what I mean?
Yes,
so,
it's a little more
So
lenient.
it's good, yeah.
That's good.
How are you doing with all the fan craziness surrounding this thing? I mean, what have you run into anything like really, like any fans who've done anything really, really weird? Or anything
No,
like that?
fans have been amazing. Actually, I'm really happy. I feel like it's partially because of my character. I feel like I even really love the character Prim, and I think that she's a very loved character throughout the series. And I think that all these fans, all my fans are like 12 and 13-year-old girls. So that's the great part. They're all sweet. They're all really fun, and yeah, everything's been great with the fans. Yeah.
Good.
Cool.
Good.
With these big movies, they kind of like to keep the sets on lockdown, even though I've read the book and I know there are a lot of big fans. So I was just wondering how they give you your script each day. Is it under, like, is it
in a
watermark?
safe? Is it delivered in a safe?
Right, yeah.
No, I mean, and it's kind of different for me because everyone else lives in LA, so they probably bring it in person to them in LA. But no, mine gets shipped to me when it comes, and then they'll ship rewrites, and then when I'm filming and they rewrite things, they bring it to the hotel and deliver it by hand. But yeah, it is pretty secretive, but it makes sense. But I mean, at the same time, it is that way that you're like, well, we know the story.
Right.
But they still don't want to, give away certain things. But
Totally.
yeah, Yeah, it doesn't come in a safe, but
Yeah. I always wonder when you're part of something this big and being at your age, like for opening night, do you go out and see the movie with your girlfriends, and do you go on like a later day and just like get the fan reaction? In
last year I did go to the midnight showing.
You did.
And it was insane. I tried to just kind of sneak in.
I was going to say, did
Didn't
they recognize
work
you?
at all. Did not work, guys. Don't do that. Don't do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah, I went with my friends and my family, and it was crazy. I have to say. I mean, it was really fun, but I'm hoping I can really sneak in this time because I think I'm going again, and I really like it because I'm a fan too. So it's like I get to see everyone dressed up and things like that, but I really have to like crawl around on the ground to make my way to my seat, I think. But once I get there, it's fine. It'll be dark.
Yeah,
People are like,
they're like, wait a second, that
looks like
you're like, you look like that person. I'm like, yeah,
I get that a lot.
I get that a lot. Yeah.
What are some of the changes that have occurred between Gary Ross leaving and Francis Lawrence taking over? Has the mood on the set changed? Does he have a different style? What are some
No,
of the changes?
I think each director has a different style, and they each of them brings certain aspects to each movie they direct. But no, the set was the same. I mean, everyone was having fun. I mean, Francis is a great director. He's really fun on set. So it was great. Everyone had a blast. It was really easy to just go from, the first movie into the second with new directors. And I think it was great. I mean, everything turned out amazing. So,
Great.
Yeah.
So kind of back to my like hypothetical Hunger Games scenario. If you, Willow, went into the Hunger Games, what do you think your weapon of choice would be?
Oh, guys, really? Asking this? I don't know.
Your intellect.
Oh yes. I will
Maybe
be
those
so
pumps.
smart.
Your shoes. Your shoes from the shoes.
Throw my shoes. No, I don't know. I can't say that I'd be good with any weapons. I probably just hurt myself by trying to use
I
one.
would too.
So I think my strategy would be kind of more of just like a running and hiding kind of thing. I think I could actually hide, hide in some caves.
Right.
I can't climb trees though, so that's a problem. But
We're going camouflaging yourself like PETA, maybe.
yeah, but I can't paint, so that wouldn't work. So I guess it's just hiding in caves.
Yeah,
That's my only option now.
Without giving any major plot points away to the fans who who don't know the story, what are you most looking forward to in Mockingjay?
I think I'm really looking forward to my character because she's getting older again and becoming really strong like Katniss. But I think there's a lot to look forward to for all the characters. There's a good storyline starting again in each movie. So yeah, I think there's a lot to look forward to.
Especially since that book gets a little bit darker. So
Yeah,
it'll be a different.
It's a
tone.
different. Yeah, it's a different tone for the movies, which is exciting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are there any other? Are you a fan of this genre of novel? Did you read other books besides Hunger Games?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty obsessed with Harry Potter books and movies, of course, just like every single person. And so yeah, I was into that, but I haven't really ever been into any other series other than Harry Potter and the Hunger Games.
Okay,
like
so
this.
So nothing else on the horizon that you would want to star in or anything like that.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. It's okay to not look beyond this yet. You got a lot.
I like
You got 2 more movies
I don't like
after
to
this.
think
So.
too
Yeah.
far ahead.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
That
That's
would
okay.
be crazy. I'm like, yes, in 5 years I will be doing this, and in 6 years I will be doing that.
Well, did you kind of anticipate that though? Did you anticipate that you would be attached to this for so long? At the very
No,
beginning?
when we started the first movie, we weren't even sure that we were gonna make any more. So it was like we were filming on set, and it was like, well, this may be the last time we filmed together, but I mean, I think everyone anticipated that the fans were going to love it and it'd have a great reaction, so I think everyone kind of knew, but at the same time it wasn't certain.
Right.
Do you look at some of the other ones? Because there have been a lot of these adaptations that have come around in the wake of the Hunger Games and have kind of fallen by the wayside, The Hunger Games kind of stands tall. Do you see any reasons why Hunger Games kind of is able to do that where others have failed?
Yes, I think that The Hunger Games has everything for a wide range of audience. Like, as an example, I've said this before, but I mean, I myself as a fan of the books, I could say to my parents, "Oh, I want to go see this movie," and without them reading the books, we could all go. I will enjoy it. My parents will enjoy it, and my grandma will even enjoy it. You know what I mean? So it's like it totally. Anyone can see it, whether you've read the books or not.
Right.
It's a great movie if you haven't even read the books, and I think that it's just got a great storyline. Suzanne Collins created such an incredible world that you really want to see it on the big screen and see everything as kind of a reality. So I think there's something there for everyone, definitely.
Yeah.
So Prim is a big animal lover. She had a goat and then Buttercup.
Yes.
I was just wondering if you're an animal lover too.
Yes.
What do you have any animals at home?
Yeah, I have 4 dogs and a cat. I used to have more animals. I mean, when I grew up with ducks, geese, a goat, actually,
Really?
for a while.
Wow.
I don't really remember him, but he was a billy goat, so
Okay.
no one really loved him. I can't really remember him, though, so anyway, so yeah, I grew up around animals all the time, and yeah, I love animals, definitely.
Yeah, and probably Buttercup will have a bigger role in Mockingjay a little bit.
Buttercup's gonna get some great screen time, definitely. That cat is gonna have like a leading role. He's gonna get a lot of leading roles from these movies.
I bet. Have y'all started filming Mockingjay?
Not yet.
Okay.
I've just done some costume fittings and things like that.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
You mentioned Suzanne in your last answer. Did you ever talk with her about her vision of Prim, and did she ever give you any type of like character insights that maybe like personally for you that, you know, we fans and readers might not know?
Not so much about my character, but I have talked to her a lot just about the series in general and her vision. When I first met her, it was... I mean, she just told me, like, you were seriously the perfect person for Prim. I could not see
nice.
anyone else playing this character. Right when I saw your audition, I knew you were the one. So, I mean, she's really sweet in that way, and I'm so happy that I'm able to fulfill her dream for that character in the movies. I haven't really talked to her a lot about the characters and things, but I did have talked to her about the series, and, you know, she's done such a great job writing this series. You know, everyone loves it, so...
Yeah.
The set is full of a lot of great veteran actors in it, and I think this film actually brings in more, like Jeffrey Wright and guys like that. What's it like being able to work on a set with young stars, but as well as a lot of veteran actors as well?
It's great because I learned a lot. Because, you know, I'm learning from Jen, of course, but I'm also learning from Donald Sutherland, Lenny Kravitz, Jeffrey Wright. So it's fun. I mean, everyone's so nice that you could go up and ask them questions about their past movies and what they love about acting and things, and you're learning things along the way. So that's really great. Yeah.
Cool.
So when you were first cast in Hunger Games, in the first Hunger Games movies, did they have you and Jennifer Lawrence do any, like, bonding activities to see, like...
No. So... I was super nervous going into the first movie because I did none of that whatsoever. Actually, the first time I met her, I went into LA for my callback for the audition, and I did it, and they told me I got the part. Literally 10 minutes after, they're like, go to costume fittings.
Are you serious?
So I'm in LA in costume fittings, and I go in, and I'm in this little dress that I had worn to the audition, and I have 2 braids, and I go in, and there's Jen doing her costume fitting.
Yeah.
And that's when we met the first time, and she looked like Katniss. She had her leather jacket on, she had the bow and arrow on, and it was like, whoa! It's perfect. So, anyway, yeah, I think...
They just kind of threw you in?
They just threw me in there, but yeah, it was
Wouldn't know
great.
it.
Jen was so inviting, and she was just like, yeah, you're my sister, you know, so it was great, yeah.
You guys totally look like sisters.
I know, you totally do.
Yeah.
Like in the movie. Like, I rewatched Hunger Games for, like, the 15th time last week, and I was, like, texting Lauren about it. But I think the reaping scene is, with no score behind it, is just so emotional, and I honestly think it's, like, one of the best movie scenes I've ever seen. Have you felt that way about another particular movie, like, where you're just
wow.
oh my gosh, like, I just love that so much?
Oh, that's a hard question. I've never got asked that.
Like, not even it doesn't even have to be like your favorite movie, but maybe like something you've recently seen that's just like been really emotional to watch that.
You know, there probably is. It might take a while to think.
Well, just tweet me if you can.
Yeah, I don't know that I
If you
actually have an
can.
answer to that one. I'm not sure. Not recently. I don't know.
Watch 12 Years a Slave and let me know what you think.
Okay, I will.
Well, I think our time is up, so
Yes.
I want to thank you.
Thank
Yeah, it was
you.
great meeting you.
so much.
It's nice meeting you guys too.
Yeah, it was great.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
I
Thank
hope
you
that
very
you
much.
have a good time in DC.